we're on. And thank you for joining us this afternoon. You're listening to Financial Survival. Actually, you're listening to Bob and Melody talk. But anyway, after that, you listen to Financial Survival, brought to you by Discount Gold and Silver Trading, 1-800-375-4188. What is today, Bob? Today is Wednesday, the 29th of April, 2009. It's incredible. The time is just, soon I will be wishing everyone a Merry Christmas. But anyway, thank you for joining us this afternoon. Hey, it's a great time to buy some gold and silver coins. What are you guys doing out there keeping that paper dollar in your wallets? Give us a call at 800-375-4188. What's worse is keeping those paper dollars in the bank. And what's even worse than that is keeping it in Wall Street. So give us a call at 800-375-4188. Visit our website at discountgoldandsilvertrading.net, discountgoldandsilvertrading.net, and questions for the program, and, of course, questions for your gold and silver coins, and that is discountgoldandsilver at yahoo.com. Discount gold and A&D silver at yahoo.com. So that's the email address you want to use, and the phone number you want to call is 800-375-4188. Throw all the other ones away. The only one you need. The only place you're going to get the truth about the coin. And let's see what they did to gold today. It tried. It didn't succeed to stay over 9. I got up 530 at 899.60. Silver up 28 at 1279. I have platinum up 4 at 1105. And we also have palladium up to today at 225. So the dollar got hammered today, and a lot of interesting things going on in the markets, and it's amazing the markets were up as they were. And we do have Robert Chapman joining us today from the International Forecaster. Good afternoon, Bob.
Good afternoon, young lady.
Yes, well, thank you.
And what is this index, the dollar index today?
Down 0.69 at 84.54, but it was lower than that. I can't remember the low, but it was lower.
It's important that I have that because I want to structure, a thought here. And it is that in order to understand what's going on in the markets, you must be able to come to the conclusion that by the action within different markets of the whole market, that the gyrations that you see are unnatural and are being caused by untoward actions executed by the United States government. If you can accept that as an empirical fact, then you can understand what's going on. Now, today we had the figures come out for the second quarter GDP, which is minus 6.1%. The fourth quarter was minus 6.3%. The experts, who are wrong about 63% of the time, they predicted 5% minus. I mean, they are a light year away from reality. And, of course, that was done at the behest of the firms that have the most economists and analysts, which are banks, brokerage firms, insurance companies, and large transnational corporations. And were you to come out and say, perhaps a month ago, that you as an economist for Goldman Sachs or Bank of America or the Hartford Financial Group, and you said you thought it was going to be minus 6.1%, there would be a good chance you get fired. That's how this works. And this happens in all professions. You know, it just isn't in economics and analytical analysis, things that I do. So here we have the second worst growth. Well, it's negative growth. Negative return on GDP since the Second World War. Now, that's a long time ago. More than a half a century. And yet the market goes up 185 points. And of course, the FOMC did not lower interest rates any further, although the Fed talked about, get this, lowering interest rates to minus 0.5%, which means that the Fed would pay you if you borrow money. No, I'll repeat that. You go to the bank and you borrow $1,000, and the Fed pays you 0.5% to do that, instead of you paying them 2 or 3 or 4%. That's what they're talking about. This is how insane this has gotten. So the stock market goes up 185 points. Beyond, well, it's 168 in the close, 169. This is the mentality that we're dealing with. These people are in such terrible trouble, and they know things are not working out the way they want them to. And they know if they are unsuccessful in crashing the world economy and enslaving the people of the world, that they're all going to die. And their families will die with them. And they know it. And so they manipulate all the markets. They also, in laboratories, create diseases like swine flu, which we see in our existence now. An old friend, Eustace Mullins, wrote a book about taking vaccinations. And I never knew this before. And I talked about this on a program today with Alex Jones, because we were talking, and I was asked to come in and give my viewpoint on the swine flu that has affected a number of people in Mexico and some in the United States. And Eustace, in his book, and I had never read this book before, and incidentally, it's in today's International Forecaster, not the book, but the pages I'm going to talk about. And I don't normally print them out, but I did. And the Boston Globe, which is still in existence, and I think it's one of the best newspapers left in the country. And they said that the inoculations that were given to servicemen during the First World War gave them what they called the Spanish flu. They came back and they spread it all over America and Europe and everything else. It was the inoculations, not some flu epidemic, that caused this. And I am particularly disturbed because I wasn't alive at the time. I didn't come into this world until 1935. But in 1918, my grandfather died because of what the United States government had done. And my father, as a child, he was 6 years old, had the Spanish flu, and he almost died. Ultimately, it gave him Parkinson's disease because it affected the mind, the brain, in a way that caused Parkinsonism, which he suffered through for 25 or 30 years, all because of our government. And this is what these people are doing today. This is exactly what they're doing. They want to inoculate everybody. not caring whether they die or not, or get some terrible malady. Because Gilead, Roche, Donald Rumsfeld, they own the patent on Tamiflu. And that's what they want to use, which doesn't work, incidentally, and also has terrible side effects. I have a pile of stuff in today's issue on this issue. It was created by the United States government. Now, whether it's created to be a major epidemic or enough to see what people, how they react and what the next step for the Illuminati will be, remains to be seen.